Here's why you should build links to your Amazon affiliate site. Links are one of the top 3 factors for rankings. How do I know this? Well, a Google engineer told us. I'll place a link so you can see my reference point here. A search quality senior strategist at Google said that the top 2 ranking factors were content, number 1, and links, number 2. Yes, there are like 200 ranking factors or more, and when it comes down to it, there are many other factors. However, if you're gonna focus on a smaller number of areas, links and content are the way to go. So let's dig into it. So why am I covering this topic at all? Well, there is a contingent of people who think that links don't matter. In fact, probably about once a week, I'll get a comment on one of the videos that says, I'm crazy, I am spreading propaganda by telling people that links matter and they should spend time building links. And oftentimes these people will say, hey, you should spend time on social sharing, you should do these other things. Additionally, there are some videos, some of my friends over at Income School, they have a video that's titled, Link Building is Useless, Do This Instead. I'll put a link below so you can check it out and make a decision for yourself. But I mean, the title's pretty clear, Link Building is Useless. I disagree with that. I think link building has its place. And in fact, Google tells us it's one of the top 2 rankings factors that are out there. So we should spend time on it. Now, when we go back and we look at some of the early iterations, early ideas from Google, they actually used sort of an idea from like medical journals and like professional journals where the more cited an author was, like a researcher was, the better they were, the more authoritative they were. So for example, a specific sort of idea, made up example of course, but if a researcher was cited in 20 different journals, that was good. That was better than someone who is only cited in 1 journal. And if you look at people that do well in academia and stuff, they're often publishing in journals all the time. And it helps them become well known and it indicates that they know what they're talking about. Google took this similar idea. They sort of made that the backbone of the rankings. Still holds true today. As I mentioned the quote before, one of the top 2 factors is in fact backlinks. So they are still important, even if there are many other factors, even if there are ways to get around it, like the keyword golden ratio. Maybe you don't need as many links because it's not so competitive. But if you add links with good keyword research, that is always better than no links. The links are high quality and not, garbage spammy links. So high quality links do matter. But the idea is, each one of these backlinks is sort of like a vote for your site. So the more backlinks, particularly high quality backlinks, the more votes, right? The better it is for your search ranking. And that's why people try and get backlinks, right? It's a whole like multi-million-dollar industry and it's a big deal to get backlinks. So if you start studying SEO, most people will say you need backlinks. If you take a look at Backlinko, Brian Dean, one of the influencers in the SEO space, we can see right here, he says backlinks are very important and makes a couple references to the article that I mentioned as well. And then they actually over at Backlinko did analysis on the rankings factors and they found backlinks had the highest correlation to high ranking. So I'll leave it at that. I hope I convinced you it's important. So back to the people that comment on some of the YouTube videos, or maybe they send me emails and say, you shouldn't tell people to build backlinks. It's useless, right? Here's my hunch. Most of the time when I talk to them and I say, hey, I'm happy to see your side of the story here. Why don't you tell me some case studies? Tell me an example where, no backlinks led to, ongoing passive income. I usually don't hear back when I ask questions like that and try to engage. I'm happy to have a conversation. By the way, leave a comment, think backlinks don't matter, would love to hear from you. And then if you could please put a link for an example, like a case study, or you can send me an email and just let me know one-on-one if you don't want it to be public. But basically, it's very rare where you can have, say, social sharing make something rank, like make a page rank. Having social shares could be important, but it's not the main factor. Here's the thing, a lot of those folks will say, you know what, if you go to Pinterest and you spend a lot of time on Pinterest, you build up a following, you pin things a lot, you can in fact drive a lot of traffic through Pinterest, or fill in the blank, right? It could be Facebook, maybe they say it's Reddit, maybe some other platform that's not even around yet. They say that you could drive a lot of traffic through social channels. I have two main arguments why that is not a good idea for me. Perhaps it's a good idea for you, but for me, the first thing is it's usually a decent amount of work to continue to have an active social channel, right? So on the Pinterest side, it takes a little while to build up an audience, just like any platform. It takes a while to build an audience. And then once you have that audience, you have to keep their attention. That's flaw number one with, say, the Pinterest model. Flaw number two is it's not as targeted. So my traffic that I prefer comes from organic SEO. People go to Google, they type in a search term, and usually it's a buyer's term, I hope. They end up on my site, they get over to Amazon, they make a purchase, I get a small commission. That works well, right? If they don't have buying intent, it's much harder to make that sale, to make the commission. My thought is on Pinterest, people are usually looking for like projects or ideas to pin. They don't necessarily go to Pinterest to make a purchase, right? And then again, we could fill in other channels, right? So on Facebook, I don't know, I go to Facebook to get distracted, maybe watch some sort of cat videos or something to waste my time. I want to be distracted. I usually don't go to Facebook ever to make a purchase. I'm a weird guy. I think most people would agree with that. I'm weird, right? I know that other people, maybe they do go to Pinterest and maybe they do shop on Pinterest. Maybe they go to Facebook and they buy things on Facebook. And it's much better for me to have that organic SEO traffic where it's targeted. People literally want to buy something and I know it because what they're searching for is something that a buyer would search for. And then they make the purchase. I have fairly high conversion rates on Amazon and I'm confident that that model works well. Additionally, once you have that sort of SEO traffic funneling over to your site, it's pretty stable. Where on the Facebook and Pinterest side, for example, you may have to keep that stuff active all the time. You know, when it comes down to it, you have to actively manage those. For the SEO side, sure, it could take a while to build up that traffic. Once it's there, it's usually fairly stable. And the third point, there's the contingent of people that say, don't build links, you don't need them, you could just publish great content. Will that work? Potentially, right? Potentially that could work. Thing is, most of the time, there's so much content on the internet on any given topic that it's really hard to actually rank with no backlinks. The exceptions could be the keyword golden ratio. It's literally a data-driven way to find keywords that other people are not targeting. You could find keywords that people are searching for, but there's not enough people targeting. Let me ask this as sort of it's not the exact question of the day, but there are two sites with roughly the same amount of content, same kind of quality content. One person builds 0 backlinks, other person builds 10. Which one do you think will rank higher? I'm stacking the deck, right? I told you that Google told us that links matter. It's literally one of the top 2 reasons a site could rank for a given term. So when I ask the question, I think I know what you're gonna answer, but if you don't think the links matter, let me know what you think matters. Some of the most useful comments are from the audience at large. So let me know what you think, and I would love to learn something new here. If there's some other mystery ranking factor that we don't know about, aside from content and links, please let us know. We could have a great discussion about it. If you think links do matter, let me know your favorite link building tactics. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know in the comments. I try to answer every single one. I may be a little slow, but I do try to answer every single one. Thanks for watching. My name's Doug Cunnington. Be sure to take a look around at the other videos and subscribe if you like what you see.